Have you ever felt the anxiety in your body? Have you felt it rising in the world and maybe in your life in general? Whether you feel unclear about how to accelerate your business or you want better relationships, or you simply want to enhance your well being and positivity, I'll be introducing you today to experts who have solutions. That's that is real solutions for creating a high performance life. Believe it or not, it can start with a snap. And stay tuned for the experts who will share their advice to help you make your greatest impact by living and being at your best. Living a high performance life is certainly achievable when you have great guidance. So let's jump in and say hi to our experts today. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, I'm Melissa Conkling. I'm so happy to be here today. I am a certified professional hypnotist. You can find me online at connecticuthypnosis.com, and I am based in Connecticut.
Great to have you, Melissa. I'm so excited to learn more from you. And hi, April.
Thank you, Laura. My name's April Qureshi. I'm a peak performance optimizer, and you can find me online at coachaprilria.com. And I am in a small town near the city of Vancouver, Canada.
Great to have you, April. And hi, Colleen.
Laura, thanks for having me. I'm Colleen Elaine. I'm a board certified hypnotherapist. You can find me at colleenelaine.com, and I'm here in Spring Hill, Florida.
Woohoo! Great. Welcome, Florida. And hi, Evie.
I'm Evie Hernandez. I am a strategic growth speaker at bizuniversity.com, and you can find me at speakersgrowthsummit.com. And I am here in sunny Miami, Florida.
Two in Florida. Welcome, Evie. And hi, Kim.
Hi, I'm Kim. I'm a midlife transition coach. I work with women. You can find me online at living-connection.com, and I live in sunny Colorado. I'm in Denver.
Nice. Wonderful to have all of you here to talk about what it takes to live a high performance life and how to get out of anxiety and jump into positivity. We need that more than ever in our world. And Melissa, I thought you could start with how can someone and what can someone do to make positive change in their life, especially if they're dealing with anxiety?
Hypnosis is a perfect way to make positive changes in your life and to really create that high performance lifestyle that you're looking for. And a perfect way to get started if you are new to hypnosis is by listening to hypnosis recordings, because you can test out different hypnotists and find someone that you really like. And because we all have so many different websites and social media, you can really get to know your hypnotist before you work with them, which is wonderful because it makes the experience even better. So tips for listening to recordings: you want to make sure you have time to listen to the entire recording the entire way through, because it's hypnosis and you'll learn more about that in the recording. And it also, you want to have earphones so you can make sure you're getting the sound the best, and really get to know that hypnotist. Look around, see who you jive with the best, because everyone has a different rhythm and a different style, and that's really the best way to get the most out of a hypnosis recording and find the hypnotist that works for you.
Beautiful. I love those suggestions. Hypnosis has helped me tremendously in my life too for creating more positive change. So, April, I thought I'd jump over to you now and ask you, how can people overcome anxiety when running their business? Because now we have recordings that can help us personally get into the mode. But what if we have anxiety around our business and leading others?
Yeah, and so most business people that I'm working with, they have anxiety because they are feeling out of control. And so I have a quick tool that can help you when you're running a business, when you're leading a team, and you're looking for that high performance lifestyle. So this is called the sphere of influence and control. And so what you want to do is you want to write out your worries and concerns in one of three columns. So the first column is what is within my control. The second column is what is in the sphere of my influence. And then the third column is what is out of my control. And so when you're working with the first two columns, you can ask yourself, what is one small step that I can take right now that is within my control and that maybe a person or a situation that I can influence. So what's that one thing that I can do? And then with the third column, in those items that are just, just completely out of your control, they're there in your world, but they're not something that you have control over. And so with that, to help yourself feel better, is I encourage you to uh, just cross them off the list, energetically release them back to the universe or give them back to God, and just notice how you feel after you do that. And so with those first two columns, when you take that action, action is the antidote to anxiety. And so when we get really clear about the action that we can take and let go of everything that we have no influence or control over, your mind will clear, your body will relax, and you'll actually send oxygen back into the brain. You'll start to breathe better and you'll make better decisions.
Ah, beautiful. Great little exercise to take all those worries out of your head onto paper and look at what you can do and what you can't do. Thank you so much for that golden nugget and the exercise that we can take with us. So, Colleen, I wanted to go over to you and ask, for people who want to create better relationships, because you can't have a high performance life if you don't have excellent relationships as well, what can people do to create that?
Well, Laura, first and foremost, I want people to understand that the relationship people have with themselves is the most important relationship that they have in their life. And that being said, the one thing you have control over is your thoughts. So are your thoughts mostly positive, or do you allow some negativity to come through? So first, you want to check your thoughts and make those thoughts powerful and empowering to yourself, because your internal and external reality reflects how you think and feel about yourself. And if you're having that negative thought pattern or thought loop go throughout your life, your reality is going to reflect some of that negativity. And also the most important words that you ever say to yourself, or that you ever hear rather, are the words that you say to yourself. So you'll want to make those words loving, make those words kind, and make those words empowering. And once you have that for yourself, all of your relationships will become high performance relationships because you love yourself. And that's the point of life, loving yourself so that you can love others.
Yes. Wow, you make it sound so easy. And I know it's easier said than done, but thank you for reminding us and giving us those insights to move our relationships forward. And Evie, now, how can people, okay, so now we've got April who helped us get our worries out of our head, and Melissa and Colleen who are helping us improve our relationship with ourselves. So we're there. Now, if they want to jump in and accelerate their business, what advice do you have?
Well, one of the things I always tell business owners is that you need to leverage automation. So you want to automate to accelerate your business growth. Right now, most of us have awesome apps, websites, and we're not leveraging the potential of those tools. We love tools and we love to see what's new. Well, there are basic things that we could all be doing to make our lives easier, especially with our website, for example. We have a 24-hour, 7 days a week employee promoting us, marketing us. So something as simple as when someone gets your irresistible offer, are they getting a welcome email right away? Is there an automatic response? So we need to learn how to leverage different marketing automation to really give us more time to do what we love to do best, whether you're a speaker, whatever it is. So let's automate some of that. I always say, and people need to remember that we must begin with a strategy. When we create a strategy, then we know where we're going because we know our goals and we know what we want to get accomplished. So remember this, your strategy must always precede your tactic and your tools. And when you do that, then you're able to create a system and systematize all your marketing to better attract, capture, and retain affluent, loyal clients online.
Yes. I love that, because then we save time, we lower our anxiety, we create that high performance, not only life and business. So rockin' advice. Thank you, Evie. And Kim, How can entrepreneurs make sure they have the greatest impact if they have the system in place, if they have some of these tools to reduce their anxiety? Where do they go next?
It's interesting because as I'm listening to the others speak, it makes me think of what I think is so important. So like April was talking about being, what you have control over and what you don't. And Evie was just talking about strategies preceding tactics. One of my core philosophies is that presence precedes everything. So everything. So it precedes impact. I think presence precedes strategies. Strategies are incredibly important. But thinking too of what April said, of what do we have control over and what we don't, I think what is critical is that the more we're present in the moment, the more we're able to figure out and decide what we're in and know what we're in control of or out of control of, the more able we are to move forward with the strategies we need or the tactics that follow that. So what I say, we spend a lot of our time in our head, It's easy to be in our head. And when we're in our head, we're thinking, we're processing, and the mind's thinking that and whatever. And it's easy to get in our head. And I was going to go over an exercise. I haven't ever just presented it and not taught it, where we get into our head. The easy way to get in there is just worry about something. And then what gets us into presence in the moment, is to move into our body. So out of our head and into our physical body. So really moving down and out of your head, down into that life force center of our bodies, which is our abdominal area, our pelvic region. I work with women mostly, and I call it our womb space, but it's equally as important for men. But if we focus our attention, like there's a little light down in the middle, suspended in that space in our physical bodies, down in our abdomen, and we focus attention there, and then speak from that space, or then decide what strategies to choose, or help us be able to decide what am I in control or out of control with. Just much more able to be clear and to make decisions from a place that's not the worry in our head. So that's what I say. It's really important to get present in the moment. And the best way to do that is to get out of our head and into our body.
Wow, you answered a big question. I've been having conversations in my head with people that I didn't know what to do with, and now I know what to do with it. It's great. Thank you so much. So these high performance strategies are for anybody seeking the next level of success, to get out of a rut, to live and make the greatest impact you want. I mean, I think all of you have just shared your best wisdom, and it's only the tip of the iceberg, I know. So I wanted to get to know each of you just a little bit more. I want to know who you work with and what you do with them. And so, Melissa, why don't you start us off?
So I work mainly with women who are struggling with weight loss, confidence, self-image, all of those kinds of things, to build healthier habits, regain that confidence that we've lost, get rid of that negative self-talk so we can get out of our heads, like Kim was just saying, and to really live the authentic and joyful life that we've been trying to live. Unmute.
Thanks. So thank you for that. And how did you come to this work?
Actually, sort of by accident, as it turns out. I had only ever thought of hypnosis as stage hypnosis. And about 2 years ago, I signed up for a marketing class called Hypnotic Marketing because I was working for a sales company, and it intrigued me. And during the first lesson of the class, which I was listening to on a plane, where I always fall asleep anyway. So I fell asleep, didn't remember, or so I thought, any of the video. I was like, all right, I'll rewatch it when I get home. As I rewatched it, I realized I remembered every single part of it. So I emailed the instructor saying, what was that all about? She's like, oh, that was hypnosis. You were hypnotized. So I was really intrigued, started learning more about it from her because she's a hypnosis instructor as well. And long story short, I ended up getting certified, and here I am.
That's a beautiful thing. And now you help others with that. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So, April, tell us about your work. Who do you work with and what do you do?
Yeah, thanks, Laura. So I work with high performance leaders who are leading teams and organizations. And let me give an example. So I was working with an executive director recently, and she was just like getting pulled into the weeds by an underperforming team member. And it ended up that she was sacrificing her relationship with the other employees. And so we got really clear on her role as a leader. And we intentionally created awareness around the conflicting desires to help solve everyone's problems. And I think this is really common around business leaders. You know, they come into these leadership positions because they're really good at solving people's problems. They're really good at helping, but it creates conflict between the business promise to the stakeholders and the clients. And so what we did was we refocused on what the organizational vision was, and we clarified the team roles. And it ended up freeing up a lot of her time and energy so that she could refocus and just put all her time and energy into the client and serving the client in the best way possible.
Awesome. Way to be a high performance coach, right?
Yeah.
And get someone there, and that's what you do for your clients. So Colleen, tell us about your work and who do you work with and what you do with them.
Okay, thank you, Laura. Yes, I work with overworked and anxious entrepreneurs. And through hypnotherapy and regression, what we do is we uncover the root cause of their presenting problems. So we're digging deep in the subconscious mind and actually going in the body to release trapped emotions so that they can step into their power, you know, the power they may have been giving away to others, and uncover those disempowering beliefs and patterns that may have been presenting themselves as self-sabotage. And once they can uncover those, they understand why they operate in the way they do. And then they can release those limiting beliefs and transform themselves and step into their authenticity.
And do you have a quick story about how you help somebody?
I sure do. Yes, one of the biggest wounds that I've seen through hypnotherapy is the wound of self-betrayal. And I had a woman that came to see me. She was in her 70s, and she was just beside herself. She was not living an authentic life because she had the disempowering belief that she was responsible for her sister. So through hypnosis and regression, we got to the root cause of that, which was around the time when she was eight or 9 years old. And through the process, she was able to understand why she felt responsible for her sister. And now that she understood that she was actually doing a disservice to her sister because her sister wasn't able to step into her power either. And so I ran into this woman about a week or so after her session, and she had the vitality and energy of like a 13-year-old girl. I mean, she was just as bubbly as ever, and let me know that she had actually planned to move out of state and she was going to fulfill her desires. And her sister was doing just fine without her. So it was a wonderful transformation story.
That is a great transformation story and another high performance way to get somebody, catapult them into it. And Evie, I know you do that too. You help people catapult into high performance. So tell us, who do you work with and what do you do with them?
So I work with speakers, authors, coaches, course creators, and their marketing teams. I help those people who are frustrated by their lack of marketing results. And perhaps they have wonderful tools, but they're not maximizing them. And they're not maximizing them because maybe they don't have a strategy. Many times someone presents us online or we go to an event and someone says, oh, I have this and this is what has helped me. And all of a sudden we find ourselves buying that new app, that new tool, that new technology, because of course we want to grow our business. And then we're not using an integrated marketing approach. And we just get focused on one thing as opposed to looking at how can I integrate all this together to maximize it. And so great tools are great tools once you maximize them to the fullest. And also once you put that together with the right content. And of course, when we do that, we're able to create systems, as I mentioned before, to make our life easier so we can enjoy and love doing what we do and allow these different tactics and tools that we may have to do their work. And so I'm constantly working with, like, for example, course creators. Many times they buy a different type of course creator website and say, no, this course creator website didn't work. It may not be that. Maybe you didn't know all the tools, or maybe you're not writing the right content, or maybe you're not leveraging all the automation and doing all the follow up and follow through that you need to do to really be able to take that prospective client from the suspect, meaning you suspect they might be your client, to a warm lead, to then a customer, that means they buy one, to a loyal client, and then they can refer you. So I like to help people to really think about that sales and marketing funnel, as well as the buyer journey, to understand where is that buyer in their journey as it pertains to your solutions.
Perfect story about how you work with clients. So thank you so much for that, and how to fine tune and finesse one's systems. That's awesome work you do. And so I'd also like to ask Kim, tell us who you work with, what do you do, and maybe a client story. And you're on mute.
Sorry about that. I work with midlife women, so women in their 40s, 50s, 60s, who are struggling with some part of their life. It's a time when there's a lot of transition, right? Whether it's aging parents, and I'm going through some of this myself now, young adult children moving out of the house, maybe moving back in, or relationships, having difficulty with relationship, intimate partnership, the highest divorce rates among women in their 50s. So it can be a tumultuous time. So I work with women to help them find new purpose, new direction, find what their heart's desire is, what they're excited about, and then work with them together. We work on what are steps to take to really start to create something they want. So greater purpose. Client story. This is a recent client I had and was so excited to work with her. At first I was a little bit skeptical. She was in her 40s, wanted to have some sort of effort, that she was working on her own, very artistic. I was a little bit worried because she also had a pretty severe health problem. She suffers from fibromyalgia, which I don't know a whole lot about, other than that it's definitely a chronic illness. It could be debilitating. Your whole body can be in pain. And she would describe it as it would completely stop her in her tracks, and she couldn't do anything for several days. So her main complaint coming to me is, I want to decide what I want to do, and I want to be able to finish projects that I start. I just can never finish them. And some of that's because of my health, and I give up. And I knew in the back of my mind that a lot of fibromyalgia, or a piece of it, is mentally, psychologically based, psychosomatic. So we started to work together on what she wanted to do, how she could use her creative abilities. And she decided to really pursue her interest in becoming an herbalist. So pursuing a business in creating herbal remedies. And she was starting out by making some of these remedies, providing to family members. She has an idea to give to the community, making care packages that include some herbal remedies for people who are sick, and delivering them in the community. It was wonderful to see her grow in that, and to her be able to say, I am a healer, and to really own that. But the side benefit was her fibromyalgia. We just recently finished our contract, but she, in the 12 weeks we worked together, noticed that she did not have her symptoms. They didn't recur. She was excited about that. She was starting to work out again. And again, that wasn't the main intent of our coaching relationship or our objective. That was the side benefit. I thought it was amazing. So she's a great story to talk about, because she not only came into her new identity as a healer, but then was able to really resolve some of these her health issue that had been debilitating her for years. So it was exciting. It was a really fun client to work with.
Lovely, and bravo to all of you and all the healing and the profound transformation work you do. And that's what we're about here at Women Speakers Association is cheering you on and bringing you more visibility so more people can know about you and helping you gain the tools, the wisdom, the confidence to grow and grow your reach and make a bigger impact. So I'd love to hear from each of you. Last quick question. What has the value of being a part of Women Speakers Association been for you so far, or what are you looking forward to? So Melissa, why don't you share?
For me, so far, it's been events like this. I am fairly new to the Women Speakers Association, but last month I was in a Women Stirring Up Conversation panel. Now I'm here. So being able to get in front of more people, connect with more people is a wonderful benefit. And also, because obviously as a business owner, we have to market ourselves, and that is a lot of speaking in front of people. So all of the training that comes along with it is also very helpful.
Awesome. And April, what's the value for you of Women Speakers Association?
Yeah, so I wanted to connect with other women, business owners, and grow my network and get the support that I needed to take my business to the next level, and myself as well, because it's a personal journey. I find that business is a great way to grow the individual self. And so, what I'm hoping to get, I'm fairly new to the organization as well, but I've just been so excited to put my speaker profile up on eSpeaker, and I just got the virtual certification. So I'm certified as a virtual presenter now, and it's just really exciting to be able to step into this brave new world where everybody is connecting online. And I'm just really happy to be here among other women and business owners who are kind of like me. So thank you.
Well, glad to have you here and welcome. And Colleen, what has been the value of Women Speakers Association as well for you?
I think the biggest value so far has been, I'm a lifelong learner. I am very passionate about learning. So Women Speakers Association has a variety of tools and trainings that are going to help me grow my business through visibility of speaking. And I'm also meeting so many wonderful, great women leaders in my local community and also globally. So it's very exciting.
Glad to have you. And Evie, what do you love about Women Speakers Association?
Well, Laura, I am brand new, but I am excited because what I thought about is what I can give. During this pandemic, my mission has changed because I have met many, many speakers, coaches, and authors who are really financially not doing well. And so, although most of what I do is through training, I also take sometimes VIP one-on-one clients. And I have seen some clients that have been in business 10, 15, even 30 years during the pandemic, making 5-figure monthly ongoing all the time. And so my mission changed because what I want to do is help. If I've helped people so far, I know I can help other people, especially in this industry where we talk about coaches. I am a certified coach. I don't practice, but I know that when I was a coach, I wasn't making much money and I was really hurting. So I think that now more than ever, we have to come together and really see how can we empower each other? How can we maximize our resources? So I am hoping to be able to give my knowledge, my expertise to all the women, as well as the organization itself. Because when I met with Gail, I told her I have tons of ideas of how I want to be a strong, active giver of solutions to grow the organization. So I'm a strategic growth speaker because I'm always thinking strategically, how can we grow together?
Awesome. Thank you for all your generosity, Evie. And Kim, tell us, what are you here for? What's the value of Women Speakers Association for you? You're on mute. No worries.
Sorry about that. Stay in the background when I'm not speaking. So like Evie, I'm new as of a week ago. Tina Everett is a woman who is the ambassador for Denver or for Colorado, told me about it. I got excited because I want to get out there myself more on stages and speak more. I am very intrigued, and this is the first I've learned, April, if you're saying you're certified virtual speaker. I don't even know what that is yet, but I guess that's why I was excited. I got most excited just for those different learning opportunities. Again, like Colleen said, I mean, I'm a lifelong learner, and there seems to be a lot of resources here. I work with women. I teach groups of women, and that is a big part of this for me too. Just community, and yeah, what support and feedback and input and learning we can give to each other. So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm brand new.
I'm glad you're here, all of you. Thank you so much for your wisdom. And although you're new to Women Speakers Association, you're not new to your professions and your expertise. And your wisdom today was brilliant on how to live that high performance life. So high five to all of you. Thank you again. We'll be back with another episode of WSA TV, the Premier Women's Show, next week. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.